What's going on, people? Welcome to United View and welcome to the road trip. Manchester United taking on Nottingham Forest at Old Trafford this afternoon, 3 p.m. kickoff UK time. No excuses, simple as that, no excuses. It's been a crap week. It's been a negative feel around the club. It's been a bit off, you know, the energy's off. We're annoyed at transfers. We're annoyed at injuries, and then we're annoyed at the balance of the team and the early performances that we've had. And it's just a little bit doom and gloom, and we know what's round the corner in terms of after this game with a tough trip to Arsenal next week. So I just want today to be a no excuses professional performance. Just do your jobs, as Roy Keane would say. Do your jobs. Just do it, because Erik ten Hag needs to get this team functioning properly. He said it in the press conference. He says that, you know, the team's not where he wants it to be, so that's where his focus is, etc., etc. And he's had his say on how, you know, he basically shouted at the players or let them know that it was unacceptable what happened against Spurs. So I'm expecting a reaction, but it does start from the team selection. It does start from, you know, getting the right players in the right positions and playing them where they're supposed to play, in my opinion. So that starts with Jadon Sancho has to play. He has to play. If Martial's not going to play. And Owen's kind of gone with a different team. I think he said he'll probably start Martial and he'll put Rashford back on the left. I just had a feeling that Ten Hag might still stick with Rashford through the middle, which I don't want him to, by the way. Stick with Rashford through the middle, and then bring in Sancho to the left, because I just wasn't, you know what it's like with Martial, you're just not sure, you're never sure how long he can last, what he can do, what you can expect from him. So if there is, you know, that would be my preferred lineup, which is put Martial at 9, and then get Rashi back to the left. And, you know, if Anthony, to be honest, play Sancho on the right, to be fair, play Sancho on the right with the way Anthony's been playing. But it's 2 games. I don't think Erik ten Hag's going to massively go away from what he wants his starting 11 to be, because, you know, we've had a dodgy 2 games, or our first loss, a dodgy loss. So I think if Martial was fit, I do agree with Owen. I think you've got to start him, and I think he will if he's fit. I just wasn't, when I did the predicted lineup yesterday, I just didn't think he would be. But the more I think about it, you know, you look at Arsenal coming up as well. He's going to want him to get minutes and then potentially be able to start at Arsenal. We need Martial to be able to start at Arsenal. So does that happen by Martial starting today and then coming off after 60 minutes? You know what I mean? Ready to start again at Arsenal, and the same thing happened, and then Rasmus Højlund can come off the bench against Arsenal, because, you know, Martial ain't playing no 90 minutes. I don't know. However Ten Hag best sees it fit to get Martial going again, because that's another thing, is you don't want him breaking down again, which inevitably will probably happen at some point. So I don't really know what he's going to do with the team. I would probably lean to more towards Martial starting if he's fit enough, but if he ain't, then he's got to play Rashford on the left and Sancho in the false 9. But who knows? We'll have to wait and see shortly with the team news this afternoon. Midfield, I think in a game like Forest at home, he'll bring in Christian Eriksen. I think he's gone to Eriksen before McTominay against Wolves, and then he didn't even use McTominay against Spurs when I really thought he would. Again, went with Christian Eriksen. So that shows you Erik ten Hag's thinking. I don't think he's just going to bring in Scott McTominay out of the cold at home to Forest. I think in a game where we should dominate the ball, you know, you saw the preview we done with Wolfie from Forest Fan TV, which was really fun, by the way. But he spoke about, he thinks they're going to be negative and sit back and maybe not go for us. Steve Cooper's going to continue to play that 5 and sit off and try and hit us on the counter. And if it is a game for that, then in the grand scheme of things, I know in the longer term we want the balance of the midfield to be right. What does it look like with Mason Mount and all this stuff, and Bruno as 2 8s and all that? But at home to Forest, let's not move away from the fact that, and I mean this with a total amount of respect, but with the players we've got and we're playing at home against Forest, Man United should be comfortable knowing that they're going to have most of the ball. So if you are going to play Eriksen and Casemiro, that shouldn't be a big issue at home. If they look after the ball and do what they're supposed to do and play how they're supposed to play, Forest in midfield should be able to come and destroy us, he says. But also what I would say is, like Ten Hag said about the wingers and the forward players not tracking back, not putting in enough effort, not playing with the right intensity, not running back with the right intensity. The attitude's got to be right. It doesn't matter whether you play Tottenham away or all these games against the top half where we struggle, or whether you play Fulham at home, or whether you play Forest or Bournemouth at home. The attitude's got to be right. There's no given. And Roy Keane said it. He said as well, like, at home at Old Trafford, you got the fans behind you. Yeah, you know, it's all nice, it's all easy. You know, do what you want. But the real minerals is away from home. So, you know, we've got to keep Old Trafford being a fortress at a minimum, because that's going to be an issue, because we know what we're like away from home, not good. That still needs addressing. And the attitude's got to be right. Just because it's Forest, we saw against Arsenal, right? And Arsenal are, you know, ahead of us of where they are right now. But we saw against them that they created big chances that they should have scored. Brennan Johnson clean through. Then the chance that they did score. Then a chance, I can't remember, in the second half. I think someone missed it. Was it Gibbs White? And then, like I said, the goal they did score. And when they do go direct, my son, Anthony, said, bro, don't you dare. We can't be letting my son, Anthony, come and do a madness off the bench, or if he starts, I don't know what Steve Cooper's going to do. But that would just be the most Man United thing to happen. Elanga off the bench or from the start to come on and score or score. Like that, we need to just be professional and take care of business today. Left back, listen, there's been some reports that Luke Shaw could be out for as long as till November. The initial reports were saying that he's going to miss weeks rather than months, and now that looks a bit different. But I'm like, come on, man. What? We just always got these injuries. But, I mean, Eric Ten Hag did say that he was maybe looking for a replacement if the right player is available in now. I'm just like, why? Why? You got Dalot there. Unless to be fair, unless he's looking at it and saying Malacia's way off coming back, hasn't done pre-season, and the injury's worse than they first thought. And the same with Luke Shaw. But still, I think Alvaro Fernandez, like, just keep him here and let him play. Instead of, if Dalot needs a rest, then let him play. But we have done this a lot of times in the past, where we say this young player is going to be it, play them, they look good in pre-season. It doesn't always mean they are ready. I will say that, it doesn't always mean they are ready, but I think the signs are positive, and I think there's enough there with Alvaro Fernandez and Dalot. Even if you want to include Martinez in that, he's never played left back for us, but I know he can do it. Even if we want to include him in that, there's enough there to be able to sort it out. But we'll see. Hopefully we don't go into the market for that. If we go into the market, I want to see us get a central midfielder. But yeah, anyway, today, do your flipping jobs. Professional performance. I still stick with what I said. You can never know how we're going to perform or what type of performance we're going to put in. So I'm still going to stick with like a 1-0 win. Might not be the greatest performance, but we nick it and then we move on. But hopefully I'm wrong and it's goals galore. Make sure you keep the guys company on the match view. Remember, after the match view, full-time view with Owen. If you are a member, you can call in live from wherever you are in the world and have your say and your opinion after the game. If you're not a member, you can do it at any moment. You can do it right now if you want. The link is in the video description below to join the membership. That does give you exclusive perks, one of which is being able to call in after every match day live and have your say. And of course, we will have reaction from Old Trafford for you guys as well. I'll see you again later. Peace.